Free-to-play games are everywhere nowadays, but most require spending money to be good or advanced in the game, or are just poorly made and not very fun. Now in its 8th season, is Smite one of those poorly made games, or a quality experience worth spending your time playing? Let's find out in our Busy Gamer review of Smite. Welcome back to No Time Gamer. Subscribe to help your gaming sessions be time well spent. Smite is a MOBA, or a multiplayer online battle arena game created by Hi-Rez Studios, where you take control of the most powerful gods, goddesses, monsters, and heroes of the ancient sagas, but with a twist. You'll do so in third-person gameplay rather than a top-down point-and-click style like League of Legends or Dota 2. The game was originally released in 2014, with betas going back 2 more years. But it has changed a ton since the initial release, so we decided to give the game another go for this year's Season 8 update and give a basic beginner guide for any potential new players. Let's start with the essentials. Smite is free to play, so there's no upfront cost to playing. Fortunately, it's not one of those pay-to-win games either. The game is supported by tons of high-quality skins that are optional to buy and cosmetic only. Once you find a god you enjoy playing, there isn't a huge need to spend any money unless you want it to look good. The gods are the cornerstones of Smite. Although not all of them are technically gods, it's the term used to describe the list of playable characters in the game. The abilities of each god are based on their lore. Zeus can call in a thunderstorm, Poseidon summons a kraken, and Medusa can turn enemies to stone. This can be a good entry point to finding a character to play, as you might already know what they are capable of. They break down into 5 separate classes: mages, hunters, guardians, warriors, and assassins. These classes give you a general idea of how to play each god, but all the gods are unique in their own ways. Each one has a passive, 3 basic abilities, and an ultimate ability that make them feel very distinct. With over 100 playable gods across 15 pantheons in the game, and more being added each year, you'll probably never master all of them. So I would recommend finding a few that you like and becoming good with those ones as you start out. You will have to buy most of the gods in the game with real cash or in-game currency. But there is a free set of 5 and a rotating list of 5 free gods, so you can always try something new. The Ultimate God Pack gives player access to all current and future gods for $30. So if you really enjoy the game, it's a good deal, especially if you can get it on sale. Let's talk more about gameplay. The game is played in a variety of modes, from 1v1 to 5v5. The main featured game mode is called Conquest. This is where competitive 5v5 matches take place and is the centerpiece of balancing. We'll talk about that later because it's not recommended to play that mode until you've spent some time practicing in the other modes, learn more about the gods you like to play, and the popular gods you might face off against. There are also in-game tutorials to go more in depth, so be sure to check those out too if you end up trying Smite. When you first start playing, you'll want to play against bots or go right into the arena game mode. Some people play arena as their preferred game mode as it's easier to hop into matches and have a good time, especially if you are by yourself. Basically, it's 5 vs 5 deathmatch where you can try out new gods, learn the basic mechanics, practice team fighting, and figure out how to build items. As you kill minions, players, and complete objectives, you'll earn XP to level up and gold to buy items that'll make your god more powerful. Depending on how you want to play and what god you are playing against, you'll need to buy different items to come out victorious. We aren't going to go into that much further, as item builds are essentially limitless, so we'll leave some resources linked below where you can find out more information. Once you feel like you have a good grasp on the gameplay, it's time to try out Conquest. This epic map features 3 lanes with the jungle filling the space between them. You'll slot into one of 5 roles: mid, carry, support, solo, and jungler. These roles loosely follow the classes mentioned earlier. Mids are usually mages, and supports are usually guardians, for example. But there is crossover between them that allows for custom strategy. Each role has specific tasks that will lead the team to victory should they complete them. Junglers will dip and dodge through the lanes and try to catch players off guard for easy kills, while clearing jungle camps to drop buffs for their teammates. Carries will need to level up as fast as possible to deal maximum damage and carry their team to victory. Depending on how you like to play, you might not like playing all the roles, and that's fine. Just be sure to know at least 2 because you probably won't always get the role you want if you are not playing with a full team. And you don't want to let your team down because you don't know what to do. The objective of Conquest is to take down the enemy Titan, but that won't be easy to do. You will need to level up by clearing waves of minions and monster camps in the jungle to get more powerful so that you can kill the players on the other team. As you fight with your team, you'll be able to destroy enemy towers and fight the jungle bosses like the Gold Fury and the Fire Giant that will give you buffs and rewards to win the game. That's a very general overview, so if you want us to go more in depth in a follow-up video about Conquest, leave a comment below. These matches are definitely major time commitments, as the average game can last anywhere from 25 to 40 minutes, or even more if the game is really close. This is one of the reasons that Arena is recommended for newer players, as those matches only last around 20 minutes max. One last point to mention is that Smite has full crossplay and cross progression. You can play with or against players across PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and the Switch seamlessly, and you can keep your purchases and unlocks everywhere you play. An amazing feature that should be more common in the gaming world. Smite has a long learning curve and near limitless ways to play, and I've enjoyed countless hours playing over the years. For busy gamers, if you can commit to this game for a few weeks to learn how it works, Smite is time mostly well spent. Does Smite seem like too much of a time sink for the busy gamer? Let us know in the comment down below. Why not check out these videos to find out what other game could be time well spent?